Hi everyone, hope you're all well. Welcome back to our channel, and we are continuing on in our series of Web Development Simplified. If you haven't watched our previous videos, we basically cover an introduction to web development, some tools and applications needed by web developers, and also the differences between front-end, back-end, and full-stack developers as well. So if you haven't watched those videos, they're just in the playlist, and feel free to watch those and come back to here once you're done. But yeah, in today's video, we'll take you on a thrilling journey through the basics of HTML. It's essentially the backbone of web development. So whether you're new to coding or curious about how websites are built, this beginner-friendly introduction will walk you through the essential concepts that you need to know. So get ready to unlock the secrets of HTML and take your first steps towards creating your very own web pages. So let's start with the very basics of what is HTML. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language, and it's the standard markup language used to create and design web pages, web applications as well. HTML uses a system of markup tags to structure the content of a web page, such as headings, paragraphs, lists, and images and links as well. When a web browser reads an HTML document, it interprets the markup tags to display the content and format it accordingly on the user screen. So HTML also allows developers to embed other media like images, audios, and video to create this interactive element and forms for user input as well. HTML is a fundamental building block of web development, and it works in conjunction with other technologies like CSS for styling and JavaScript for interactivity, which we'll go over later in videos. Together, these technologies enable the creation of dynamic and visually appealing websites that we interact with on the internet every single day. So HTML is really important in development. It plays a crucial role in web development and is of significant importance for several reasons. HTML provides the fundamental structure and organization of web pages. It defines the layout, headings, paragraphs, lists, and other essential elements that make up the content of a website as well. HTML is a standardizing language, ensuring that web pages are rendered consistently across different web browsers and devices. This is crucial for delivering a consistent user experience to a diverse audience, and also known as cross-browser compatibility. HTML supports in semantic elements. It's also really important for accessibility. So HTML supports semantic elements which help create a more accessible website for users with disabilities. Properly used semantic elements make it easier for screen readers and other assistive technologies to understand the content and navigation of a website. It's also really important for SEO, as it provides a structured way to organize content, which helps search engines understand the context and relevance of a web page. Well-structured HTML with appropriate use of headings and keywords can improve a website's visibility in search engine results. For linking and navigation, HTML allows the creation of hyperlinks and enabling seamless navigation between web pages and websites, and this helps users find the information they need efficiently. HTML is the foundation upon which other technologies like CSS and JavaScript are built. It provides a structure that allows developers to apply styles and interactivity to the content. HTML supports responsive design principles, making it possible to create websites that adapt to various screen sizes and devices, including desktops, tablets, and smartphones. HTML in combination with JavaScript is the backbone of modern web applications. A lot of frameworks within libraries are built on top of HTML and JavaScript, allowing developers to build sophisticated web applications. HTML is relatively easy to learn and use, and making it an excellent starting point for aspiring web developers. Its simplicity allows newcomers to get started quickly and build a solid foundation in web development. Overall, HTML is the bedrock of the World Wide Web. Its importance in web development can't be overstated. Whether you're building a simple website or a complex web application, HTML forms the basis upon which you add interactivity, style, and functionality to create an engaging online experience. So now let's talk about the basic structure of HTML and an HTML document. So when you first are starting off your HTML document, it consists of a few essential elements, and we'll break down the main components. The first one is the document type declaration, or the doc type. So the doc type declaration is the first line of an HTML element and informs the web browser about the version of HTML being used. So for example, HTML5, the doc type declaration is simple and it's typically written as follows. So you want to open your tags and just type in doc type. And you want to type in HTML. The HTML tag is the root element of the HTML document and wraps all the content on the page. It informs the browser that the document is an HTML file. So your HTML essentially opens up here. And in between here is where your content goes. The next up is the head section, and this will come into your HTML tags. The head section contains metadata about the document and includes elements like document title, links to external resources like CSS files, JavaScript files, character encoding declarations, and a lot more. So to add your head tags, you just want to open your tag and type in head, and make sure you close them. So in your head files here, metadata and other elements, so they'll all go in here. Next up you have the body tag, and this is essentially where your content will go. So you want to, again, similar to the head, you just want to open and close your body tags. And your content will go in there. Next up you have the title tag, and the title tags are placed within the head tag. So if we go here, we've got the head tag, and we're just going to type in our title tags. And this will essentially be your page title. You want to just type that in between the title tags. And it defines the title of the web page that appears in your browser's title bar or tab. So let's talk a little bit more about the body section, and the body section contains the visible content of your web page, including text, images, links, headings, and other HTML elements that users will see and interact with. So in this example, let's add a few elements here. We'll add the h1 element and a heading tag, and we'll just type in hello world. And we can add a paragraph as well. So this is your basic HTML structure. You can expand upon this by adding various HTML elements to create more complex web pages and applications. The structure serves as the foundation on which your page and which you build and organize your content to create meaningful and visually appealing web pages. So now let's talk about some popular HTML editors. There are numerous HTML editors available, ranging from simple text editors to feature-rich integrated development environments, and a lot of them are widely used by developers as well. First up, we have Visual Studio Code, or VS Code. So VS Code is free and highly popular source code editor developed by Microsoft. It offers excellent support for HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, along with a vast array of extensions that enhance its functionality for web development. It's really simple to get started. You just want to go onto the Visual Studio Code website and click on Download for Windows to download the version of VS Code that you'd like. Next up, we have Sublime Text, and Sublime Text is a lightweight and powerful text editor that has gained a strong following among developers. It has a really sleek user interface, numerous plugins, and syntax highlighting for HTML and other popular languages as well. Next up, we have Brackets, and Brackets is an open source code editor specifically designed for web development. It has a live preview feature that allows you to see changes to your HTML code and CSS code in real time, so it saves up a lot of hassle as well in that way. It's really simple to download as well. You just want to click on the download button at the top, and it'll automatically download the version of Brackets that suits best your current user capabilities. Next up, we have a sort of slightly hassle-free one, Notepad++. So Notepad++ is free, it's fully lightweight, and it's text editors for Windows. So it does lack some advanced features that Brackets, Sublime Text, and other web editors may offer, but it's a very straightforward choice for simple HTML editing tasks. It's very no frills and very easy to download as well. Dreamweaver is another one, and it's a commercial IDE developed by Adobe that offers a visual design interface alongside code editing capabilities, and it's suitable for both beginners and experienced developers alike. Unlike some of the other code editors that we've seen, Adobe Dreamweaver actually isn't free. They do have a free trial, so you can test it and see how it feels for about 7 days, but after that then you will need to purchase a plan, which can put some people off, but it's a very advanced code editor. There's lots of support out there as well, but again, it's not free, unlike some of the other text editors that we've seen like Notepad, Brackets, and Visual Studio Code. So next up you have WebStorm, and WebStorm is a robust IDE by JetBrains, and it's designed specifically for web development. It provides intelligent code completion, code analysis, and integration with version control systems, and it's essentially really good for, especially with JavaScript integration as well. JavaScript development is made really easy using IDE, and definitely something worth looking into as well. There are also several online HTML editors available that require no installation and allow you to edit and test HTML code directly in your browser, like JS Fiddle, JS Bin, StackBlitz, and CodePen as well. But the choice of an HTML editor depends on personal preferences, workflow, and the level of complexity in your web development projects. It might be a good idea to try out a few editors to see which one suits you best. A lot of developers often use a combination of different editors, and some of them are really strict on just using one. So it's a personal preference. They're all out there, they're all advanced to use as well, so there's no really wrong decision in terms of choice of an HTML editor. So let's talk briefly about HTML5, and HTML5 is the latest version of the hypertext markup language, which is the standard language for creating and structuring content on the World Wide Web. HTML5 was finalized and published as a W3C recommendation in October 2014, but it brought significant improvements and new features compared to its predecessor HTML4. Some key features and improvements in HTML5 include semantics. HTML5 introduced a set of new semantics elements that provide more meaning and structure to web pages, and these elements help improve SEO, accessibility by better defining the different parts of a web page. HTML5 also added native support for embedding audio and video content without the need for third-party plugins like Flash. And the audio and video elements make it easy to include multimedia content directly in web pages. The canvas element allows developers to draw graphics, animations, and other visual elements using JavaScript, so it provides a really powerful way to create interactive and dynamic graphics on the web. HTML5 also introduced Geolocation API, which enables web applications to access a user's geographical location. This feature is commonly used in location-based services and mapping applications as well. HTML5 introduced web storage, including local storage and session storage as well, which provides a way to store low key value pairs on the client-side browser. This allows web applications to store data persistently or temporarily without relying on cookies. HTML5 introduced the application cache feature, which allows web applications to work offline or in low connectivity situations. Developers can specify which files to cache, enabling users to access previously visited pages without an internet connection. HTML5 also introduced several new input types and attributes for HTML forms like email, URL, number, and date. Additionally, form validation attributes like required, pattern, and min length were introduced to improve user experience and reduce the need for client-side validation. HTML5 also introduced web workers, and this allowed developers to run scripts in the background without affecting the main user interface thread. The feature enables better performance and responsiveness for web applications. And lastly, HTML5 introduced native support for drag and drop functionality, making it easier to implement interactive new features like file uploads, reordering elements on a web page. HTML5 has significantly advanced the capabilities of web development, allowing developers to build more interactive, multimedia-rich, and responsive websites and web applications. As a result, HTML5 has become the standard for modern web development, and it continues to evolve with the ongoing improvements and features being added to specification as well. And that's it. That's a wrap on our intro to HTML. I hope this introduction has sparked your curiosity and inspired you to explore further. In our next video, we'll dive deeper into the main concept of HTML, so make sure to hit that subscribe button to stay updated when that's out, and feel free to watch some of our other videos that we have as well. Feel free to leave any questions or suggestions in the comments below, and thank you for watching. Happy coding, and until next time.